thought I'd film a day in the life in isolation because I have nearly 5 more days left and term has started. So I'm doing term in isolation in my Cambridge room. So I thought that would be interesting for all of you to see. It's actually only like 6:10 right now, and I did sleep quite early last night. Like I slept by 10. But the reason I'm not able to sleep past 6 here is because I have a thing where I can't sleep after the sun rises. Like even though I keep the curtains shut in my room, like as soon as I see the light outside, I feel like waking up. And the sun rises so fast here these days. It's spring currently, and I've never seen the sun in my whole life rise at like, I think it rises at like 5:40. I don't know, something along those lines. But it's so bright, and it's like barely like 6:15. This is insane. This looks like Singapore at like 7:45. But yeah, it's very interesting for me, but also means that I wake up earlier than I'm used to. But that's fine because I like the mornings anyway. So I'm gonna go start my morning routine now. This is the usual bathroom, but because of quarantine, I have a separate bathroom all the way on the other side. This is my quarantine bathroom. This is what I need to use for my 10 days. So since I'm in isolation, I need to always wear my mask within my household when I'm moving, and I can only leave my room to use the washroom and to fill up my bottle in the kitchen if I need. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to go into the kitchen. My salt water gargle.
The hands and the fingers soft. Is toward the tops of the thighs, and we reach the head, the crown, down towards the earth.
So I just boil some water in the kettle and I fill up my flask every morning, at least like twice or thrice a day, so I have hot water always on hand. So I am drinking dried ginger powder, which is called chukka in Tamil, if any of you know. So a spoon of that in boiling hot water, as well as some dhania powder, which is coriander seed powder. So I drink a mixture of those two in boiling hot water in the morning, which I find has really helped with the congestion and my cough. I think dhania powder is also really good for digestion, so that was that. I got this from home, which my mom has very cutely labeled so that I know the differences between the spices she's given me. When I came initially, I didn't have a kettle in my room, even though I think they were supposed to give for the quarantining people. I got a fridge and a microwave. And then on like day 2 or something, I emailed them saying, can I please have a kettle in my room? And then they apologized a lot and they were feeling really bad that I didn't have a kettle already. But ever since I got the kettle, it's been game changing in terms of how good I've been feeling, because it's completely different having to get to drink hot water like all the time in the day, because previously I used to microwave my water and obviously that took a lot of effort. But now I drink hot water all the time, and that has really made me feel so much better. So once I'm done with my morning yoga, I usually call my mom. So I'm waiting for her to call me right now whenever she's free. It's so nice to just put my head over the steam and smell the ginger. Yeah, see.
Hi.
So I thought I'd just explain to you how these past few days have been and why I'm in this state. So I left home on Friday and I landed in the UK on Friday morning. And in general, I'm not so great with travel. I always tend to fall sick, especially between Singapore and UK, because I think the weather is so different and because the travel time on the airplane is so long, and the airplane air, I find it quite unbearable. It's so dry and cold, and having 13-14 hours of that is quite intense on my body. So in general, I do feel like that. But the thing is, since I was leaving home this time, I did end up getting a bit teary at the airport. So I guess it wasn't the best combination of like me tearing up and having all like the cold air and the dryness around me. So in general, I think this started it off. But when I landed in the UK, I landed currently in April, which is much colder than when I first came, like in September. So I think the weather here also has a part to play because it's quite cold now when I land, and obviously I've been in Singapore for so long, so my body kind of forgot how cold it was here. So it feels like I'm acclimatizing all over again. So the first day itself was really bad. Plus I had jet lag, which was really worsened a lot of things. So as soon as I came, I reached here around afternoon, and I literally could not stay awake. I felt like I was on sleeping pills or something. So I just crashed onto the bed for like an hour, 2 hours. I just slept off because my plan was to try and stay awake to get over the jet lag, but I was so exhausted. So I just let myself sleep. And then I woke up and I had my DOS meeting virtually. And I literally just rolled out of my bed and sat here, and like I was looking so dead. And he was like, "Whoa, you look tired." And I was like, "I just came this morning." And he's like, "Oh no." So the first day was bad, but then only the second day I realized how bad it was because I woke up almost like not being able to breathe. My nose, my throat, everything was so congested. I was coughing the entire day, lots of phlegm. In general, it was not pleasant. And that's when I kind of got a bit worried, like, what if I got COVID on the way? But I hadn't developed any fever, and I hadn't lost my sense of taste or smell, which are usually, as I've heard, the top two symptoms of COVID. So I thought, maybe this is just like some kind of flu and like to do with the weather change and the water change and things like that. In any case, I did take my day two test because it's like a government requirement for travelers into the UK. And then I was allowed to go and post my day two test myself. So I cycled out and posted my COVID test, and it felt so good to go out in the fresh air. Spring is gorgeous in the UK, and just being able to cycle in the sun, though it was cold, and breathe some fresh air, like I felt like it cleared a lot of my congestion. So after I came back, I was telling my friend, and she thought that I had hay fever previously, like when I was describing all my symptoms. But then after I went on the cycle ride, she's like, "No, I don't think that's hay fever because it would have been so much worse if I was outside and I had hay fever." So hay fever was eliminated, and COVID was also hopefully eliminated. The thing is, I still haven't received my test result, which is what is really really annoying. I'm beginning to think that maybe I was scammed, which isn't great news. So then I emailed my college yesterday, and they said they're going to give me an individual COVID test that I can take today, and I'll get the results tomorrow. So that's coming right now. In general, this past few days I've been exhausted. Like yesterday, no, day before yesterday, I slept almost the entire day. I just could not stay awake. And the thing is, I traveled one day after term began. And in my mind, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get to college. I'm gonna give myself like a day to get over homesickness because I thought that was what was gonna be a major like thing for me that I have to get over. And then I was, and then after that, it's just work because it's exam term, and like I took my last like week in Singapore very chill just to spend with friends and family. Obviously, I've not been able to work at all here, and that bothered me for a while. And then I reminded myself like there's no point trying to work myself off when I'm not even feeling okay. And then I decided I'd rather just focus all my energy on getting okay first, so then I can work better later on. Yay, they gave me the COVID test. So now I'm going to take the swab test and then return it back to them. They always give us this instruction paper with detailed instructions on how to take the test. Done. Now I just need to scan this QR code and enter my details, and this can go straight to the lab. I just had a practical and a supervision this morning, This was my first supervision of this term, and it was quite a shock. Like, it was really good, but I also just realized how much I have left to revise and how rusty I am with last term's content. So it was a well needed wake up call. Now that I'm feeling better, I started making a study schedule because I really need to start revising soon for the upcoming exams. But yeah, it feels good to go back into the flow. I missed my supervisor, I missed supervisions. It's a lot to do this term, but I'm excited. So it is currently like 12:40 p.m. and I have ordered lunch for today from the cafeteria, and they're supposed to come and drop it off outside my door. But over the days I've noticed that they usually only come around like 1:32 sometimes. And before that, I'm just going to talk to my brother because his GCSEs have started, and in Singapore they are happening live. So it's his exam season, so just want to check how his today's exam went. Hi, YouTube. This is Sharmani's daily post for Brother in Singapore. Please like and subscribe. Patty just eating a cupcake like. I just finished writing my essay for my supervision tomorrow. I submitted that. And I'm suddenly so tired. Like, I really just want to sleep for a while. So I'm gonna nap for half an hour and then continue to do more supervision work because I have 2 supervisions tomorrow morning. Thursday mornings are intense, but yeah, I need to rest for a bit. I'm just so tired. Vicks has become such an important part of my day that now I can't even imagine life before I started putting this like 20 times a day. I just woke up from my nap and I am officially the happiest person on the planet because I have just received my test result and it is negative. I'm so relieved, so relieved. This is great news because I thought I had been scammed by this company. I had to call the government because the company that I originally bought the test from wasn't responding to me. And it's currently day 5 and this test result was supposed to come on like day 3. So I was quite worried that it was a scam. So I called the government and then they are sending me more tests, free tests, so I can take it and get it confirmed that's a data test. But since this result has come, it doesn't matter. I'm just so relieved. Okay, I finished my supervision work for tomorrow. I'm gonna go on a short walk outside because the college policy is after you get the day 2 negative result, I can go on out for 1 hour every day after 8 p.m. or before 6 p.m. So I'm gonna go on a short walk to get some fresh air. Such a nice day. Beautiful. Before that, just gonna tidy up my room because it is an absolute mess. I have my pepper Russell. I just have to put it in water and just kind of mix it, and then I will warm this in the microwave. Looks really disgusting now, but I promise it's really delicious. Steaming hot rasam. And this is my rasam rice. Delicious, steaming hot. And full of mulku from home. It's my dinner. Okay, those beautiful pink clouds. Perfect end to the day with my warm golden milk with pepper. Hi everyone, so I'm officially out of my quarantine now, back to the beautiful grounds of Girton where I can take a walk, and I thought I'd just talk to you all for a while I'm on my walk. So yesterday I received a negative on my day 5 test, and this was the test under the test and release scheme of the UK. So usually people have to quarantine for 10 days, but if you take the test, which I took yesterday, which was under the test and release scheme, you can get out on your 5th day. So that is why I'm currently out of quarantine. As I explained before, it's been a rough past few days. I felt very, very sick upon arrival, and I was quite convinced, or rather I was quite worried that I had COVID. So of course I was being really precautious and trying not to spread it to anyone if possible. being very careful within my household and all of that. I was feeling a bit down that I couldn't really get back into my routine as fast as I possibly could have without this illness. But something that I kept telling myself was if I didn't take care of myself right now, I wouldn't be able to work well when I'm out of quarantine. So because I spent all my energy trying to get well faster, I feel like I got out of my quarantine faster and I feel much better now. So I just want to say that sometimes when you're not feeling well, either physically or mentally, it's really important to take time out to tend to yourself before you can tend to other things or other people, because you just have to prioritize your health first so that you can serve others or your future self later, if that makes sense. And the second thing I wanted to share was my worry about me having COVID. So, of course, in today's day and age, getting COVID is possibly one of the worst things that could happen in terms of the fear of like how the symptoms might be in case I do get COVID. And I was scared because if I had COVID, then that would mean I would have to isolate for 10 more days. It would also mean that I was at a risk of transmitting it to those in my household, and my entire household would have to isolate along with me. And of course, I do not know the long-term consequences of COVID or how that might impact my health or like my general activities. So all of this was running on my mind as well. And in times of fear or anxiety about anything, it often helps me to think of the worst case scenario and then figure out how I would deal with that. So in this case, my worst case scenario was testing positive for COVID. And I told myself that, okay, right now the symptoms are bad, but they are manageable. Like I was noticing that with the home remedies and things, the way I was taking care of myself was making me feel better by the day. So I told myself, even if this is COVID, it's clearly symptomatic treatment is clearly working for me. So it would not be something that's an insurmountable problem that I cannot overcome the ways I'm taking care of myself right now. So I kept reminding myself that like I am getting better and these whatever I'm doing is working for me. So even if it's COVID and even if these are the symptoms of COVID, it's not as bad as it can get. So I kept on saying this to myself like a sort of mantra, like even if it's COVID, you are fine. Even if it's COVID, you are fine. And that really helped me because a lot of the reason I was feeling down was the anxiety of having COVID and then being away from home and all of that, along with a lot of jet lag. And it was just a bad culmination of events. But sometimes it's just all in the mind, you know. And yeah, I got through the past few days and now I'm out and about, happy in the glory of springtime in the UK. So thank you so much for watching this video. I just want to let you all know that it might be a while till I post another video because this is my last term of my first year at Cambridge, which means it's exam term and things are getting quite busy right now. Of course, I have a lot of catch-up work to do because I have not been well for the past few days. So I might not be on a regular posting schedule on YouTube, but please do follow my Instagram where I will definitely keep on posting regular content and just updates about my daily life. So if you'd like to see little snippets of that, please do follow my Instagram. Take care, have a lovely day, have a lovely next couple months wherever in the world you are, and please stay safe and mask up. Bye!